Hey guys, welcome back to 5nothing100nothing.com. I am Fugget, and that stands for the fittest underdog guru using intelligent tactics. And today, guys, I had one of the viewers ask me a question and wanted me to cut a video on it on the show. So here we go. I was asked, why do opposites attract? Okay. I said, why are they like the odd couple? And it's very common, you see a lot of people that you just wouldn't think should be together or would get together, but at some point there was attraction and they got together. And sometimes it's great and sometimes it is a war. So I want to give you my take on it. Why do opposites attract? I think initially, there's attraction. There's an initial attraction, when two people meet. It could be several factors that I can think of are looks, personality, they have similar interests or hobbies, or it's circumstantial, right place, right time, or if it's going bad, wrong place, wrong time. But those are the things that I think are conscious factors in why you might get together with somebody, right? While there's the conscious factors, I think there's also the subconscious factors, things that you don't really even know that's going on in your head, like the girl that can't stand her father. I would never marry a man like him, and she ends up marrying her father, right? And she swears that, when she was attracted to and dating this guy, he was nothing like her dad, but it ends up that he is. So did she get more clarity as time went on, and then all of a sudden what was subconscious affecting her choices, or was he always that guy? Who knows, right? So it's interesting, though. I think another factor could also be that you're attracted to your opposite, not polar opposite or anything, but I think somebody who is, they have the strengths or different traits that you don't have. So, if you have your strengths in organization, finance, and you're very literal, and the other person is creative and off the wall and almost ADHD, there's things about that maybe are charming or they're different from you, and it balances you two out. One has more energy than the other. One is they light you up and motivate you to want to do more, what have you. But a lot of times, what starts off as charming about somebody, maybe they're from another part of the world and they have an accent, and you're like, oh, it's so charming and it's so cute and this and that. And the things that first attract you are the things that will eventually annoy you. And I know you've heard that one before. And there's a reason that it's a saying. It's because there's a lot of times where it's true. So what are some of the things, if you're in the odd couple type relationship and you want it to work, I have a take on what's going to help keep your relationship strong. And it could also be, these things could also be for any relationship, actually. So the first thing is communication. You need to learn to communicate well with each other. One person might be a better communicator than the other. If you're the strong communicator, be patient and don't don't get too frustrated, but try to, get them to talk, figure out how they communicate, and, start there, and, be honest. Be honest, what do you need out of a relationship? What are you looking for? The earlier you can do that, the better. I've seen couples that they were undecided or had talked early on that they wanted to have kids. And one partner really didn't want to have kids, but just thought, it'll blow over in time and it won't matter. And they'll eventually talk the other person out of it, or the person just won't want kids. 4 or 5 years go by, and all of a sudden the one partner says, hey, it's time to have kids, and the other one's like, well, I never really wanted them. And it causes a lot of problems, okay? So being honest, be transparent, know what you want, state it early, and, give that person a chance to find a person who wants what they want as well. And at the same time, you need somebody, or you deserve somebody that also wants what you want. So don't sell yourself short. Third thing is to be patient. Be patient with each other. If you love somebody and you want to build a future with them, and change is needed, or there's things going on in your lives that you want to correct, or they need to fix, or you need to fix, patience is key. Give each other some time, some space, work through things. Don't just fly off the handle and make things worse out of your hurt. Try to be patient, and the next thing is kindness, right? So if you're patient, that's showing kindness. You're kind to the person, you're sensitive to them, you're present when you're with them, you're not distracted by other things, you're not just thinking about how you feel in a situation or if you're having a discussion, but also how they might feel, trying to put yourself in their shoes, so to speak. The fifth one is thoughtfulness. If you know the person's having a rough time at work, maybe you can make sure that they have laundry done for the next day, or you have meals prepared when sometimes both of you prepare them. Think about, how can I make this person's life a little bit easier, or how can I show them that I appreciate them. Little things go a long way. It doesn't take the big things. So food for thought. Sixth thing is keep dating, keep selling yourself. There's an old saying that whenever a guy is courting a woman and he's attracted to her, that he's trying to really impress her all the time, and opens doors, and whispers sweet nothings, and always sends her a good night text or whatever it is. And what happens a lot of times is, as soon as guys get in the relationship or they put a ring on it, it's almost like they treat it like they were hunting and they shot a deer, threw it in the back of the pickup truck and kept going. And you can't do that. You can't get lazy. You can't get complacent. It's not that you live in a fearful mindset of that person's going to leave me, but remember, you're always trying to impress. You're always trying to show them appreciation. Show them that you're, the way you treated them to attract them is how you should still, show the same amount of effort to keep them. You're always dating the person. So, the next thing is be spontaneous sometimes. You don't have to be crazy and plan all kinds of crazy trips, or, spice up the bedroom or what have you all the time, because then that just gets a little chaotic and they'll really think you're off your rocker. But, there's, things and habits you get into if you're always just watching Netflix and hanging out, and you're both comfortable doing that, that's great. But sometimes, take her out to a movie, take her to a concert, figure out what's coming to town, all kinds of little things, surprise her with things, bring her flowers. It doesn't have to be a holiday. It could just be because, the gifts that you give women and the appreciation you show them when it's just because, those things mean a lot, you guys. A handwritten card, anything. Middle of the day, thinking about you, I love you, text, phone call, whatever it is, something that's not normal for you, but, shows them that you really do care about them and you love them, and keeps them thinking about you. And lastly, you guys, remind them daily of how much you love and appreciate them. We all get into our busy days. We all get into a rut where, we're just going day to day and things are hectic and whatever, and we start to take advantage or take for granted the person that we love. And it's not always the easiest thing to do, because you're either busy, you're stressed, or you're fighting with them. But if you just take a second and tell them those things, tell them that you love them, how much you appreciate them, and it goes a long way. Another tip is, when you're fighting with your partner or you're having a discussion, if things start to get heated, hold hands with them, look them directly in the eye. And it's really hard to stay mad when you're holding on to their hands. And maybe think of something, or say, hey, remember that first date when we went here? Or bring up some things that, will really elicit good feelings, the freshness of the relationship when it was new. All those things can really help. So if you guys are in that odd couple, opposites attract situation, and you have questions about that, or you have comments, please leave them on the video, or send an email, or reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course YouTube, as well as the podcast, which I don't really talk about enough, but on all podcast platforms you can find the show as well. And I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Good luck with your opposite and keeping them attracted. Take care.